Project Net, and I am November 2, X-ray Delta Delta, standing by.
Nothing.
KC1AWV, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, Ed, looks like everything's back up.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are back. I'm going to read over my check-in list so far, and if you do not hear your name, please proceed to key up, wait a second, and then give me your name and call sign using proper ITU phonetics, as well as your location and whether you have any information for the net. So, at the top of my list, I have Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima Dave in South Wales. Whiskey Bravo 5, Echo Kilo Uniform in LA, and November 2, Mike Whiskey India, Pete in upstate New York. Anybody else wishing to check in, please call net control now.
KC1AWV, this is, Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Whiskey Victor, this is Steve in Boston, Massachusetts. No traffic for the net.
Kilo Oscar 4 Lima, KO4L. No traffic for the net. Name is Lloyd, LLONID. I'm in Florence, South Carolina. No traffic for the net. Thank you.
Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa, Wojciech from Warsaw, Poland, and I'm using TroidStar today. I have no traffic.
AC4AG, Austin and Somerset, Kentucky, no traffic. TroidStar.
India Uniform 2, Kilo Whiskey Oscar Silvano from Milan, Italy, with no traffic. Kilo 1 Uniform Hotel, Greg on Nantucket, Massachusetts, using Dude Star from Windows, no traffic today.
This is Alpha 4, Hotel Sierra, mate, and I'm in Alexandria, Virginia, with a November 4th update of TroidStar. I have no traffic.
Okay, everyone, thank you for standing by while we fix our technical difficulties. Net control further wishes to recognize Steve, KC1AWV. Lloyd, I think you're a first-time check-in here, KO4L. Wojciech, Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa. I'm not sure if you said you had traffic or not. I'm going to assume that you did. AC4AG. Silvano, IU2KWO. Greg up in, I think he said he was up on a K1UH, and Maitland, Alpha 4 Hotel Sierra. Anybody else wishing to check in, please call net control now. Okay, Wojciech, did you have traffic or not? Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa.
Well, not really, but I'm going to take the chance and give you some update on what I'm doing with the OpenRTX team. So we are going to improve the transmit capabilities in MD380 radio, and we are still working on bringing the receive part into the firmware. So that's it from me for today. Back to Net.
Okay, Wojciech, thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. Once again, this is N2XDD Net Control Station for the M17 Project Net. In case you missed the beginning, M17 is a new digital voice protocol in development with freedom in mind. I know we have some link systems in here with us today who may not be familiar with M17 or the M17 project, so please check out our website, m17project.org. m17project.org, and you can see a lot more information about us and a couple of email addresses to contact us, as well as some information on how to join our Discord, where a lot of our magic happens. For those who are listening, this week, myself, N2XDD, Steve, KC1AWV, and Mike, W2FBI, we were interviewed by the Rat Pack, and they debuted the video last night on their YouTube channel. So if you have a chance, go check that out. Let's get it some reviews. And that's Rat Pack, spelled Romeo, Alpha, Tango, Papa, Alpha, Charlie. So once again on the Rat Pack Amateur Radio YouTube channel, you'll find an interview with 3 of the members of the M17 team. All right, anybody else looking to check in with me tonight, please call Net Control now. This is N2XDD. Okay, nothing heard at this time. Silvano, YouTube KWO, did you have any updates for us this week about the OpenRTX project?
Thank you, Ed. Well, nothing particularly important from the OpenRTX side. The only update I have is that we have implemented the persistence on MD380 radios. This means that finally, when you turn off your radio, you are not losing your settings anymore. Which means that if you key in a particular transmission and reception frequency, if you change your set specific tone squelch, if you change brightness and so on, and you turn off the radio, once you turn it back on, you still have the settings you put in the last time you used the radio. So it's a little step more towards usability. So this update is available on MD380, 390, RT3S, and UV380 and 390. So all the Cytera family, basically, and you can get the updated firmware with this new feature by downloading the nightly builds, and you can find the link to the page of the nightly builds on our GitHub page, the main repository of OpenRTX. You go in the README, you have the link to the page with the nightly builds. And yeah, this is the main update from OpenRTX for this week. We are planning to implement the same thing on GD77 soon and make an intermediate release with persistence and M17 transmission for sure. And decoding, I will not promise anything. We are still working on reception decoding of M17 with Wojciech. So back to net control.
Okay, Silvano, thank you very much for that update, and we appreciate the hard work that you're doing with the firmware for these various radios and for your constant work in the development on the implementation of M17 into the series of radios. So we're looking forward to seeing a completed project. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's Silvano from the OpenRTX.org project. If you're not familiar, check it out. A really great open source project dealing with some custom firmware for the NXDN UV-380-390 series of radios, as well as a couple other of the cheaper DMR radios. So definitely something you may want to check out. Once again, this is N2XDD Net Control Station for this week's session of the M17 Project Weekly Net. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in, or anybody else with any questions or comments? Please call Net Control now.
Net Control, this is Kilo 1 Uniform Hotel, Greg again. I don't know if this is the right place to ask, but I am looking for some insight onto why the DudeStar project was pulled off GitHub. I don't know if Doug McLean's on this in that, and I am not looking for anything more than curiosity about why DudeStar has kind of changed modes in its availability. I know there is a DroidStar GitHub page, but I'm kind of interested in maybe what was behind this change. Back to Net from K1UH.
Hi, K1UH from N2XDD. All right, great. Thank you for asking that question. Although Doug, the 8DP, is a member of the M17 project team, that is a separate project from the M17 project, and there's been no official release from Doug to us about what has changed with his project. So as soon as something does turn up, I'm sure it'll be posted on his GitHub with some explanation. But as of right now, we don't have any other information for you. So I hope that answers your question, Greg. Anything else in regards to M17 that you might want to ask us? K1UH to get it, and 2XDD.
K1UH. No further questions. I'm planning to give a try building the Invoice thing on my Linux box. I hadn't tried that before, and if I succeed, I'll check in next week with a report. It should go smoothly. Thanks. Back to Net from K1UH.
Okay, well, thanks for checking in with us this week, and hope to see you here again next week. We meet at 1700 hours UTC every Friday afternoon. Anybody else wishing to check into the M17 Project Net, please call now.
AC4AG with a comment.
Go ahead, Austin. AC4AG to get it at 2XDD Net Control.
All right, thanks, Ed. That gentleman may find more information on the groups.io page for DroidStar. I think there was a little bit of information on that on there. I don't remember what all it is, but there is it seemed like there was some information about that on there. So he may find some answers there.
Okay, Austin, thank you for that. So, I believe you're referring to the DroidStar Net, the DroidStar webpage, which can be found at dudetronics.com. So, if you just throw DroidStar, all one word, into your favorite search engine, you should be able to find Doug's homepage in regards to that. So, all right, anybody else with any questions, comments, or check-ins, please call now.
Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Papa, with a short question to the OpenRTX team.
Go ahead, Wojtek. Permission to go direct with Silvano.
Okay, so the question is the real-time clock working properly in the MD380? Because I think I've set the correct time yesterday, and after I turned off and on the radio, the time was correct, but today the time is not correct. So I think something happened, and I'm not sure if there is a battery that's supporting the RTC inside the radio. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, India Uniform 2, Kilo Whiskey Oscar here. So, the RTC driver on MD380 is correctly working. We tested it really a lot of time ago, because it was one of the first things we implemented on that radio. The point is that the RTC has a little backup battery, which gets charged when the radio is turned on. So, if you have a radio which stays for a long period of time turned off, you end up with this battery completely depleted. Moreover, if you turn on radio and you set the time, and you have a radio which has a depleted RTC backup battery, you turn it on, you set the time, you use it for more or less, let's say, 1 hour, and then you turn it back off. In this short period of time in which the radio is on, the RTC backup battery does not receive a sufficient charge to keep the RTC going on. So the next day you experience screwed up time, basically, because the RTC stopped working. Basically that's it. The only thing you have to do to solve the problem is, for example, putting the radio on the charging station and leave it turned on the charging station, so that you do not completely deplete the main battery. You leave it for half a day on the charging station, so that you can refill the RTC backup battery. Back to net control.
Okay, Silvano, thank you for that reply. Wojciech, does that answer your question?
Well, partially it does, but my radio is pretty new. I've bought it 2 months ago, so I don't think the battery is depleted yet. But I can set the time today, and before I check it the next day, I can measure the battery voltage to see if the culprit is really the battery. So, okay, Silvano, thanks for answering my question. Back to net.
Okay, you're listening to the weekly net of the M17 Project. I'm Ed, N2XDD, your net control station. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in with us this week, with or without any traffic? Please call net control now. Give me your name, location, and call sign using proper ITU phonetics. Okay, nothing heard. If you don't know who we are with the M17 Project, and more information can be found out about us at M17Project.org. Like I said earlier, we were interviewed this week by the Rat Pack, and the video showed up last night on their YouTube channel, so please feel free to check that out at the Rat Pack YouTube channel and give it some views and find out what M17 is working on and what we're all about. I don't think we have any other traffic this week. Anybody else wishing to add anything? Please hold net control now.
India uniform 2 Kilo Whiskey Oscar in reply for Sierra Papa 5 Whiskey Papa.
Go ahead, Savant. Go direct with Wojciech.
Thank you, Ed. No, short reply. The fact that your radio is new, in some sense, does not mean anything. Why I'm telling this? Because the battery of the RTC is a rechargeable one. So, the radio may have been in storage for a long period of time, and they store the radios without the main battery, with the main battery detached. And also, the RTC battery does not receive any power when the main switch is turned off. So, but anyway, this said, my suggestion is to keep the radio powered on for a night, for example, and see if there is a slip in the RTC counting. But I don't think so. But anyway, my suggestion is to try to do a test of the RTC with the radio continuously powered on. Yeah, that's it. Back to net control.
Too many microphones on my desk. I grabbed the wrong one. I almost replied on 17 meters. Alrighty, Wojciech, does that answer your question? Do you need anything else from Silvano?
Yes, I'm very satisfied. Back to net.
Okay. Gonna do one more check for late check-ins or anybody else with any questions or queries, and if not, we'll proceed to close up the net. We'll make it a quick one this week, guys. Anybody else wishing to check in, or anybody else with any questions or comments, please call now.
KC1AWV-R, Mark and Lyle, and you say M17Program.org?
One and all. This is Ed, N2XDD, and the net is now secure at 17:30 hours at UTC. 7-3, guys.
There was a late check-in.
Go ahead with the late check-in.
It was actually a double with Ed. The question was the website address. It is M17, so Mike17 Project.org. I believe that was the question.
King Charles 8, Fox 1 Vector. Yeah, you answered the question, so I'll have to take a look at it. King Charles 8, Fox Queen Victor. Namer is Mark in Ohio, United States. King Charles 8, Fox Queen Victor.
KC1AWV-R, Mark. All right, we got you on the list. Thank you for joining us this week. And yeah, like Steve said, M17Project.org. And we meet every Friday at 1700 hours UTC. So we'll be back next week. This is N2XDD.